get ready to learn about the diverse parts of Korea. It's time to bring the world to Korea and Korea to the world with different POVs of the guests and listeners on our Learn Korea. This week we've got 82MAJOR's 예찬 성모 in the studio. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
우! 자, 둘, 셋 해줘요.
오케이, 둘, 셋. 안녕하세요. 82MAJOR입니다. 예.
한 분씩 또 인사해요.
안녕하세요. 82MAJOR의 남성모라고 합니다. 반갑습니다.
와우.
Our wet dog. 우리 젖은 강아지.
Nice to meet you.
네. 저는 매주 나오는 82MAJOR의 윤예찬입니다.
요! 두 분 크리스마스 잘 보냈어요?
네,
너무 잘
보냈습니다.
보냈죠.
What you guys do? 뭐 했어요?
저는 이제 회사에서 처음으로 매년 이렇게 크리스마스 연습하다가
네.
가족들 만나고 오라고 할머니 만나고.
할머니 보고 왔어요.
네.
와. So,
기쁘겠네.
after years of doing practice on Christmas, they gave them a day off, and so 성모 went to go see his grandma. Ye찬, what did you do?
Well, I just stayed home. Well, I spent time with my family. 그냥 가족이랑 같이 지냈고, 우리 삼촌, 인천에서 사시는 삼촌도 서울까지 내려와셔서 같이
밥 먹었어요?
밥 먹고 뭐 we went ice skating as well.
Mom's side, dad's side? Both?
Mom side.
side.
Yeah, both mom side.
Wow.
So, yeah. We all had a good jolly time. We also did Secret Santa.
Oh.
그러니까.
Wow.
What's Secret Santa in Korean? I don't know.
시크릿 센터요.
진짜?
근데 잘 안 해요. 시크릿 센터를 잘 안 해요, 한국에서. Yeah, they don't really do it that often in Korea.
해야 된대.
So we've got a lot to talk about today, and I want to kind of talk about this from both perspectives. 자, 오늘의 주제는요. 우리 청취자분들도 좀 같이 참여해주세요. 본인들의 의견이나 경험들 있으시면 좀 같이 의견 내주시면 될 것 같고, 오늘은 회식 문화에 대해서 얘기해 볼 거예요. So we're going to talk about Korea's like company dinner type of vibe, but 회식 and company dinners I've come to learn is very different. So I want to see your both opinion on it. 자, 두 분 회식 해봤어요?
해봤죠.
네.
오케이. 자, 성무 씨는 좀 좋아하는 편이에요? 좀 약간 낯을 가리는 편이에요. 회식 가면.
처음 만나는 사람들이 있으면 좀 낯을 가리는데 이렇게 원래 알고 지내던 사람들끼리 가면 완전 신나죠.
아, 신나요?
네.
Okay. So 성모 says that if there's anybody he doesn't know at the 회식 or the dinner party, he will be a little awkward, but you know, if it's with people he knows, he has quite a lot of fun. Yetan, I feel that this is something you probably learned once you got to Korea.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
and I feel that, you know, in Western cultures, like, because from what I used to see growing up, like my mom doing company dinners and stuff like that, it wasn't really what we think of 회식s in Korea.
Yeah.
It was like going to somebody's house or maybe going to a restaurant, having them just like have a dinner,
Yeah.
a few drinks.
And then just go
Just go home.
Yeah.
Maybe like if it's a Christmas party, you know, like they'll
Yeah.
do Secret Santa or something, and that's
Yeah.
about it. So your take on 회식s, was it a culture shock? What's it for you?
So, well, obviously, like, I was like born and raised in Canada, but also I was in a Korean household.
Okay.
So, like, at times my mom's also like a CEO, right? So she would have like 회식s, but at the same time she's also like Canadian, and so she would like try to mix Canadian 회식이랑 한국 회식.
Okay.
So they would bring them over to our house,
And have like a potluck?
and we would eat, and we would like whatever
Drink.
you drink. But I wouldn't be in the position. So after I came to Korea, that's when I was like, oh, this is what it's like. Because with my first 회식, I was like, I think 15. 그래서 술도 못 마시고 그리고 심지어 늦게까지 못 있었어요. 그러니까 한 10시쯤까지, 그러니까 10시까지 있고 바로 약간 들어가는데, 내가 알기론 they were like drinking or whatever, like 특히 like the people that are all grown up.
Yeah.
Everybody was drinking together. I was like, oh, I wonder what it's like now that like I'm at that age where I can drink.
Okay, when you can drink and
So,
stuff like that.
최근에 그 회식 가는데, like I don't like hate it, but I don't really like enjoy it, I would say.
Okay.
Because obviously it's like not my forte. I'm obviously an introvert, as I explained a couple weeks ago. I'm an introvert, so I don't really like
아직도 못
spending.
믿겠어요. 아인 게.
I don't like spending my time outside.
Right.
Like that's unnecessary. Like
Right,
I could have just
right.
went home and ate dinner. Like
Right.
you know?
Right.
So obviously, like if it's like once in a while, I'll be like, yeah, let's go and like let's have dinner or whatever and eat. But 자주 하면 I'd rather go home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the both of you, since you are a part of the younger generation, 저는 이제 제가 겪었던 회식은 사실 이제 많은 회사분들이 이제 라떼라고 하시는 분들의 나이대기 해서 저는 사실 제가 겪었던 한국의 회식 문화는 장단들이 물론 있었지만 그냥 그렇게까지 불편하진 않았어요. 물론 제가 술을 잘 먹지는 못했지만 상사 또는 선배가 주는 술을 그렇게 거부를 하거나 불편하게 느껴지지는 않았었는데 과할지언정 네 그거는 지금은 엄청 많이 불편해 한단 말이에요. 그래서 두 분은 좀 어떠신지?
근데 저도 I heard a lot about like 선배s like forcing their 후배s
kind
to
of yeah
drink.
like the peer pressure.
Yeah, like especially in like college and whatever and stuff like that as well. So I first after I became an adult, I was like kind of like scared because I thought like my 선배s would like feed me drinks and they wouldn't let me go home. But honestly, like sitting in that position, like and knowing who you're drinking with, it actually helps a lot more.
Okay.
As to like they don't really like force you because they know how much you can drink and they know how much you know they know how much you like to drink and what your limit is, and so they don't really like 마셔 안 마실 거야 and then like even if your cup is empty like they don't pour you.
Okay. So you've been around people who haven't really forced it on you.
Yeah.
성무 씨는 좀 어때요?
저는 이렇게 위 사람들과 술을 마신 적이 없어요. 네, 아직 없어요.
그러면 아무래도 선배가 됐던 윗사람이 됐던 이제 좀 방금 예찬 씨가 말한 짠을 했는데 아직 남았네? 뭐 약간 이런 멘트를 했을 때 부담스럽게 느껴지실 것 같아요? 아니면
약간 재밌게
좀 재밌을 것 같아요? 오케이.
들켰네 약간 그런 느낌.
우리 성모는 약간 농담을 엄청 많이 쳐요. So
he's the jokester.
Yeah.
Okay, so 성모's he says that he's okay. He's never really drank with people old enough to have been forced, but he says he doesn't really feel that it would be too uncomfortable. Despite it, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because today, as we're talking about 회식s, one of the number one things that people have noticed is uncomfortable is kind of being quote unquote forced or peer pressured to drink. 오늘 제가 이제 이걸 꼭 여쭤보고 싶었던 이유는 이제 설문조사들 중에서는 많은 직장인 분들이 이제 회식을 좋아하지만 회식을 좀 꺼려하는 이유 중에 하나가 이 술 먹는 속도가, 페이스. 이제 좀 약간 부담스럽게 느껴지시는 분들이 좀 많다고 해서.
You know what's crazy though? 약간 우리 가족 다 so all of our whole family they're really bad at drinking.
Okay.
And like besides my mom. And so 저는 엄마랑 닮았으니까 I say not like super good but I'm like average, like a little bit better than average at drinking. And so when people like pick up the pace and like they start drinking, like I can match up the pace and like I can keep up. But when it comes to like other people that don't drink as much or like they can't drink as much, I notice like maybe we should like slow down a little. And then just like guys.
성무 씨 같이 있으면 예찬 씨 방금 말한 것처럼 좀 페이스를 좀 맞춰야 될 것 같다는 좀 부담감이 혹시 느끼실까요?
저는 그런 부담감 없고요. 그냥 딱 짠만 하고
안 마셔요?
딱 내려놔요. 한 3번 짠하면 한 번 마시는 정도.
그런 스타일이에요?
Okay, that's kind of smart though.
Okay, that's smart. Okay, so someone was like, I was asking if he feel burdened if people around him were drinking, like Yetan was talking about. He's like, no, I normally like cheers 3 times and then I'll drink a little bit, so I don't really feel too much pressure. I think that times have definitely changed though, because I distinctly remember meeting a female senior at a drinking place and she was like, you're late. And I was like, I apologize. Well, I didn't even know I was going, so I couldn't be technically late. But she was like, since you came quote unquote late, you're gonna have 3 shots. And I was like, okay. Like I just for me that just I mean it doesn't mean that I enjoyed it, but like I feel that it's definitely a difference in generations because I never really felt that was like they were peer pressuring me to do something that I wasn't comfortable doing, but obviously it was a little bit of a forceful hand in drinking. 그래서 저도 사실 예전에 여자 선배 가수분이 제가 원래 가기로 했던 회식 자리도 아니었는데 어쩌다가 그 자리를 갔는데 우리 후배 늦게 왔네? 3잔 하셨던 적 있어요.
와우.
근데 저는 그게 확실히 시대가 좀 많이 바뀌었다는 느꼈던 게 저는 그게 부담스럽게 느껴지진 않았고 그러니까 오히려 너무나 존경하는 선배가 그냥 그런 식으로 말을 하니까 네? 그리고 이렇게 그냥 마시기는 했었는데 그러니까 요즘은 그게 부담스럽게 느껴질 수 있다는 거는 좀 많이 느끼기는 하는 것 같아요. 그러니까 아무래도 이제 먹는 속도는 사람들이 다 다르다 보니까
그렇죠.
좀 다르게 느껴질 수 있다는. 그러면 회식에 대한 생각은 어떠세요? 두 분은 만약에 뭔가를 하기로 했어요. 이제 이제 예를 들자면 팀 멤버들 중에서 말고 무슨 예능 프로그램이라든지 이런 식으로 해서 좀 다른 사람들이랑 좀 친해지려고 하면 회식 자리는 친해질 수 있는 자리라고 생각을 해요?
그죠.
네.
두 분은 동의해요?
그죠.
그거는 좀 팀워크를 위한 좀 괜찮은 수단이라고 생각을 해요?
I don't know about teamwork, but if you're learning to if you want to learn about someone or if you want to get close to someone, drinking with them, I learned this from a taxi 아저씨 actually this one time.
Really?
Yeah.
Taxi agencies are really knowledgeable.
No,
yeah.
yeah. So I called a taxi, right? I was going home. It was taking gear, right? But then there was these people fighting on the street, and they were drunk and whatever. And the taxi agency is all of a sudden he's like, that's why you have to drink at least 5 times with somebody to actually know who they are. And I'm like,
성문 씨도 동의해요? 술은 5번 정도 같이 마셔와야 그 사람의 본심을 안다고 동의하시나요?
저 한 2번만 마셔.
2번이면 괜찮을 것 같아요? Okay,
그
so
사실은
two times.
취하면 진짜 성격 나오니까
Right.
그때 약간 자세하게 이런 사람이나 봐 약간 그렇게 알 수 있잖아요.
성문 씨도 동의해요? 좀 술을 같이 먹어야 좀 그 사람이 좀 알 수 있어요?
근데 술을 그 사람이 술을 먹는 게 싫은 모습이라면 그냥 그 사람과 안 마시면 되는 거잖아요.
그렇죠.
네, 그래서 저는 딱히 그런 거 갖고 사람을 이렇게 하고 싶진 않아요.
Okay, so both of them agree that 회식s or these get-togethers and having a few drinks is definitely a way to get to know somebody. But definitely Sungwo's not the type of person he's going to force anybody because he already cheers 3 times and takes a sip. So he's definitely not going to be somebody who's going to force you to drink in any capacity. So if you were working a 9-to-5 job, what do you think would be one of the things that you would like to do as a 회식? 그러면 두 분은 이제 좀 회사 생활을 한다고 생각을 하시고 가수 말고 회사 생활을 한다고 하시고 갑자기 부장님이 회식을 한대요. 근데 어떤 회식을 할지 선택권이 있어요. 뭘 선택하고 싶어요? 그러니까 술 먹는 회식을 하고 싶어요? 점심으로 간단하게 하는 회식을 하고 싶어요? 아예 안 하고 싶어요?
So, 뭐 대표님 살 거면 그럼 한우? Let's go.
Okay, if you're not paying for it, beef, okay.
Yep.
Okay. 성부 씨는?
저는 그냥 술.
그래도 그 중에는 술?
네, 그냥 간단하게.
회식 괜찮다.
저는 사실은 술도 필요 없어. 그냥 I just want some food.
네.
If you're gonna buy,
저도 그냥 안주만 많이 먹을 거예요.
안주 두 분 안주.
네.
Okay, so as long as they're buying, they're fine with drinks or whatever.
Yep.
The reason why I asked this is because recently, apparently, there was a survey that was done of what I want. So what the employees want, and then what actually ends up happening. 직장인들의 그 희망. 송년회랑 현실 송년회 설문조사를 하게 됐는데요. 29.5%에서 1등이 런치타임형
와우.
회식을 선호를 했어요. 이거는 직장인분들이 선호한 거고, 그러니까 진짜 그냥 회사에서 점심 간단하게 먹고 우리 한 해 수고했어요. 집에 가고, 그러니까 퇴근하고 이제 집에 가는 걸로. 근데 실질적인 회사의 이제 송년회 형식은 56.2%는
안 하는
음주. 로 이제 두 분이 말씀하신 저녁과 음주를 곁들인 현실적인
그러겠죠.
그렇죠. 그런 모습이
So
있죠.
yeah, so apparently for white collar workers, it seems that in this recent survey, they have found that they want to do a lunchtime type of a end of the year party or a dinner. But in reality, 56.2% are saying that they're probably just going to end up drinking with their boss, which is
Realistic.
but it's kind of inevitable too.
Yeah.
It's like you can't really avoid it. So what do you think would be the number one most popular menu to eat during a 회식? 회식 중에 제일 1등인 음식은 뭐일 것 같아요?
일단은 삼겹살이죠.
응? 삼겹살.
삼겹살. 오케이,
네.
성모 씨는 뭐라고 생각했어요?
오뎅탕?
Oh, that's not a bad choice.
약간 포차 같은
네,
느낌을
네.
더 선호. Oh, interesting. Well, the number one 예찬 to get it right. It's 삼겹살. Apparently,
Yeah.
삼겹살 is the most
저는
popular.
삼겹살 안 좋아해요.
Really?
저는
성모 doesn't like.
목살파.
아, 그러니까 돼지고기를 안 좋아하는 건 아니고 그냥
네.
삼겹살만 안
네,
좋아하는군요.
비계가 싫어가지고.
Wow.
He really just like whatever's popular. He just like doesn't like.
He wants to just rebel against
Yeah.
everything that's popular.
Like 갑자기 목살? Like okay. Like 돼지는 돼지야.
비계가 싫어서. Okay. So 성모 doesn't like pork belly to begin with. He likes pork. He'll like take the butt or the shoulder, but he doesn't necessarily like to have the bacon part, the because there's just too much like fat in between it.
I agree.
Interesting. I'm actually going to be getting into why pork is so popular after we go into song break. 사실 그 삼겹살 얘기가 나오는데 왜 삼겹살이 1등인지에 대해서는 저희가 노래 한 곡 듣고 와서 제가 다시 얘기하도록 할게요.
Let's listen to the songs.
Okay, so Tis Learn Korea Day, and we've got 82MAJOR 예찬 and SEONGMO in the studio with us, and we're talking about 회식s in Korea. It definitely is a culture that is very much Korean, and I think it's just because of how Korea's culture is just as is. You know, there's more restaurants to go to instead of having like home parties that you would have in more Western cultures. So we left off talking about pork, or more specifically pork belly, 삼겹살. So I'm going to be asking the members why they think it was popular. 자, 삼겹살이 회식 음식으로 1등이긴 한데 돼지고기가 왜 1등일 것 같아요? 성무 씨는 이유 뭐라고 생각해요?
Yeah,
삼겹살 일단 삼겹살 가게 가면은 찌개 같은 것도 시키고 하잖아요. 그래서 약간 그런 면에서 그냥
국물 팥이요.
네.
뭘 술 먹을 때 국물이 꼭 있으셔야 되죠.
네, 맞아요.
아니 오늘 모든 이유가 점점 국물 쪽으로 빠지고 있어.
네. 계란찜 좋아요. 계란찜.
계란찜.
계란찜장 안 시키면 좀
후회하죠, 그죠? Okay, so I was asking someone why he thinks that 삼겹살 is more popular as a menu. He's like, well, they normally have a lot of stews or 찌개s when you go, and I was like, do you need broth when you drink? He's like, kind of. He also
It's not even
needs,
kind of. It's like yes.
he needs steamed egg as well, because if you don't have that when you go to Korean barbecue, have you even eaten Korean barbecue?
No, you haven't.
So Yeta, why do you think that pork is more popular?
So, 나 정확한 이유가 있어요. So, pork, you know, it has a lot of oil. And it has a lot of, it's really juicy. So, 술 마실 때 조금
it can cancel it out.
It can cancel it out.
Okay.
Plus, pork used to be really, really cheap.
맞아요.
And so, it was like a cheap, you know, replacement for beef. And also, people loved eating meat. So, they would just go eat pork. But now, it's hella expensive. So, you know, 회식, you know, they used to have like 회식s every other like month. But now, it's like every once a year. So, 수고해요.
기사를 언제 뭐 읽었어요? He pretty much just recited the entire article that I was going to read for the members.
I didn't even read it.
Yeah, so he knows his stuff. But that's true. 맞아요. So prices 맞아. 원래 가격이 저렴하고 근데 또 한국 사람들이 돼지를 다 먹으니까 이제 국도 하고 이제 국밥도 할 수도 있고 이제 양념을 해서 갈비라든지 이제 뭐 그런 식으로 해서 할 수도 있고 그냥 이제 생고기로 이제 굽기도 하고 이러다 보니까 아무래도 이제 저렴한 고기를 좀 여러 맛을 맞출 수 있다 보니 이제 회식 메뉴로 이제 인기를 오랫동안 자리를 하게 된 거죠. 근데 요즘은 진짜 너무 비싸서.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. So yeah, just a little bit of a, not so much of a history lesson, but pork used to be extremely cheap compared to beef. If you ever come to Korea, beef is expensive, just an FYI. You will never go to a restaurant in Korea and have the same prices for chicken, beef, or pork. That was the most one thing I didn't really understand when I first got to Korea.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah. 저는 그게 제일 좀 놀랍긴 했어요. 한국은 고기별로 가격이 다르잖아요. 근데 미국은 식당을 가면 돼지고기, 소고기, 닭이 거의 대부분 가격이 동일해요.
거의 비슷해.
네, 그러니까 진짜 무슨 뭐 패스트푸드 체인이라든지 이렇게 갔을 때 고기를 바꿀 수 있잖아요. 그럴 때는 거의 대부분 가격이 동일해요.
Yeah. Like 근데 약간 소고기는 it's like 2,000원 추가금도 있고 뭐 it's
가끔
not,
아주 가끔
그렇게 비싼 것도 아니에요.
그래서 한국 왔을 때 소고기가 비싸구나.
Yo, it's expensive out here.
So beef is always going to be more expensive in Korea. So any of you who love beef, just an FYI. But yeah, so it was just cheaper to be able to do a lot of different parts of meat for pork, and they can marinate it. Korea pretty much does everything they can with pork. We make sundae out of it. We make broth out of it. We marinate it. We have many different ways that we can consume the pig. And so yeah, before it got super expensive, it's now. Yeah, it used to be really, really popular.
We literally eat the organs too. Like, we eat everything. Like even for like
cows.
veggie, cows. We eat like cow tongue. You know, sometimes people eat like the brain as well.
Haven't gone that far, but I love 곱창. So
yeah, that's what I heard.
I love
But I've never tried.
갈비?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we literally eat
Have you
everything
had
that's
tongue?
edible. Yeah, I've had tongue.
okay.
Yeah, I've had tongue in Japan as well. And so I think it's like mostly.
먹어봤어요?
네.
우설 먹어봤어요?
네.
네, 맛있어요.
생각보다 안 좋아하시는 분들이 많아서.
근데 약간 끈질. 어떻게 말하지? I thought it was going to be very tough.
Yeah.
But it's also very tender.
Right.
So 약간 저도 깜짝 놀랐어요. 약간
It's really good.
Yeah, when I first had it, I didn't even know it was tongue. I was like, this is busting.
It's true. No, it's true. I think people just get scared of where it what it is because they're not used to it. So I want to ask if you guys ever do drink. How do you deal with the hangovers? 자, 두 분 이제 술을 먹었다 치고 숙취 해소제 드시나요? 아니면 해장을 하시나요? 어떻게 해요?
저는 숙취 해소제를 먹습니다.
음료수로 먹어요?
네,
젤리형으로 음료수로 먹어요?
저는 I've never gotten a hangover. Like 약간 취해 본 적이 있는데 그 다음 아침은 I'm like 멀쩡해요. I'm good.
Really?
Yeah.
전 다음 아침에 너무 안 좋아요.
몸이 안 좋아요?
네.
그럼 해장 뭘로 해요?
그래서 국물 있는 걸로. 곰탕이란 걸로.
근데 곰탕은 is 진짜 최고예요.
I love 곰탕.
근데 제가 봤던 이거에서 성모 씨는 연령대가 저한테 넘어오는 것 같은데요. 왜냐면 숙취 해소제를 액체형, 이제 음료수형으로 마시는 분들이 거의 대부분 30대 이상이에요.
와우.
근데 젤리 형태 먹는 게 이제 좀 더 젊은 층. 그리고
30대요?
그리고 해장 국물이 이제 1등이 맞긴 해요.
그쵸.
북엇국, 이제 뭐 콩나물국, 순댓국,
콩나물국.
해장류.
Wow. Dude, you're 30.
So 성모's taste buds are a little bit more mature because he says that he tries to use the hangover prevention stuff, which would be either in its drink form or in the jelly form. I even take the jelly form. Apparently, he takes the drink form, which is more for the older people, and he tends to go for broth when he tries to treat his hangover.
But you know what's crazy though? Everybody I talk to, even the people that take the jelly, they say the one that you drink works the best.
I think it depends. I was normally one who would go buy the drink, but I would say that recently I've been going for more of the jelly packet. I think it just works.
It's easier, right?
That too, and I think just the drinking aspect is more mental. It's like the placebo effect. I think it's a little bit more of like a mental thing instead of an actual like. I don't really see the difference. 음료수형은 제가 봤을 때 그냥 머리로 그냥 뭔가를 벌컥벌컥 마셨다는 그 느낌이지 젤리형도 똑같아요. 보니까.
젤리는 요즘 다 맛있던데.
네. 맛별로 있더라고요.
I don't know.
맛있어요.
Y'all, I haven't drank in a while, so.
You've never had a hangover.
Yeah, never. There was this one time that I drank a lot. Like I had like 4 bottles of soju and like 2 bottles of 맥주, and then like I was like drunk, but then I just stayed up. Like I couldn't fall asleep, so I stayed up until like 6 a.m. and then I fell asleep and I woke up at 9, and then I was just good. It was just 그냥 다 넘어갔어. I was like perfectly fine.
Really?
Yeah.
이해가 안 가요.
I don't understand.
I don't understand that either.
그러니까 살짝 젊으니까 he's 30, so I mean he wouldn't understand. 내가 아직 젊었으니까 더 그럴 수 있는데 우리 성모가 지금 몸이 30 후반 정도이니까.
성모 씨는 해장하려면 무조건 곡물이에요? 아니면 좀 그때그때 달라요?
무조건 국물.
He's 30. He's
Really?
30, bro.
No, I have my differences. There's the different types of hangovers. There are times where I need like greasier stuff for my hangover, and then there's stuff that I need more of like a broth for my hangover. But it depends on the type of hangover.
I feel like it really depends on if it's like a, like 두통 hangover or like a
my stomach hurts.
Stomach hurts hangover.
I don't think, from what I've just noticed, because the recent pandemic has prevented so many kids from going to college and actually experiencing
That's
that
so
experience. I don't think the younger generation is ever going to have a fear of tequila like I do. 제가 봤을 때는 최근 이제 팬데믹 때문에 대학을 거의 그 생활 자체를 제대로 못 하신 학생분들이 많잖아요. 네, 그래서인지 저는 솔직히 지금도 테킬라 생각하면
이거 무섭죠.
무서워요.
Guys, be careful.
맛도 그렇고 뭔가 약간 이런데 요즘 대학생분들은 그렇지는 못할 것 같아요. 왜냐면
You guys need to be careful.
Yeah, you need to be careful.
You guys,
with tequila.
you're gone. Like if
한
you're not
번도
careful.
경험 안 해봤죠?
네.
기회가 된다면 경험해보고 싶어요?
아니요.
No. Yeah, just be careful, guys. You drank a little too fast, you're gone.
예찬이 이렇게 말하니까.
성모 is definitely not going to ever experience that. Don't do that, guys. Yeah, he's never.
Yeah, guys.
He's never. Yeah, but you speak of like you've had that experience.
Right as I turned legal, so I drank with my sister actually. So my sister, she likes tequila, and she likes she likes tequila and like vodka and stuff like that. And so
she's a good drinker.
She's not, but she just likes it.
Okay.
And so when I hung out with her and I like first finally turned legal and I was drinking with her, she poured me like like those red Solo cups, right? I'm like, wow, I'm finally turning into an adult or something. Like, this is crazy. But I got it like
it was like an initiation.
Yeah, like whoa, am I coming into a sorority or what? Like, what's going on? But yeah, I had a red Solo cup and then she poured me like a little bit of tequila and she's like, don't drink it if like it's too much for you because it's going to be like spicy. And so I was like, oh, spicy? I like spice. So I drank it and I was just like, because it hits like your nose. I'm like,
no chaser of lime or lemon or anything.
No chaser.
No chaser.
Yeah, no chaser. But I did have gummy bears.
Okay.
Sour gummy bears, and so I like took the sour gummy bears and I started chewing on them and I put them inside of the drink and then that's how I finished the drink. Yeah.
성무 씨 테킬라 먹어보긴 했어요?
아니요.
와우. 망했다 걔는 나중에 갑자기 모르고 마셨다가 갑자기 띡.
전 소주랑 맥주밖에 안 마셔봤어요.
막걸리랑
네.
양주도 안 먹어봤어요?
네.
와인은요?
와인은
I love wine.
한 번 마셔본 것 같아요.
레드, 와이트?
아니요. 화이트.
화이트? 오.
I really like wine actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like.
You don't like
He
wine?
doesn't like it.
Okay. Wow. So Songmo hasn't even. Soju and beer and a little bit of makgeolli is pretty much what he's had his taste buds ever try. He's never really tried whiskey before. He's only tried white wine once and he didn't really like it. Yetan loves wine. Very interesting. So he's never had tequila. Wow.
발전되고 있네.
Very interesting.
He looks like someone that would like whiskey though.
I think you would.
Yeah.
위스키 잘 드실 것 같은데요?
그래요?
Yeah.
저 약간 과일 그런 걸 좋아합니다.
Oh, never mind that.
그러니까 과일 향이 나는 게 좋으세요? 아니면 달달한 게 좋으세요?
달달한 거요.
달달한
네.
거요.
커피도 달달한 게 좋아서.
Yeah.
네.
So his body is 30 years
별로 안
old.
좋아해요.
His body is 30 years old.
So
his
we can
tongue is like 12.
so we can give him like Long Island and like stuff like that, and he'll be like tequila sunrises, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Give him Cosmo, and he'll be good. Okay.
He'll be good.
칵테일 위주로.
네, 그렇죠.
칵테일 위주로.
근데 칵테일도 조심해야 돼요. 갑자기 마시다가 갑자기
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I kind of understand it though because they don't have the exposure to it. But yeah. 고량주도 안 드셔봤겠네요. 그러면
네.
중국 술. Have you ever?
I
tried?
have.
Okay.
I have. So I have this Chinese friend. Not
Look
gonna.
at Yetan being worldly over here.
I'm not gonna expose his whole name because also 걔도 그 가수 준비하고 있는데 그 친구도 he went back to China and he brought us a gift. So we're all the same age, and so we're all turning like 20살. We're all like trigger happy. We want to drink or whatever. And so he brought over like this big white bottle of like this
Chinese
alcohol,
50 proof.
Yes, and you know, 그 뭐였더라? There's 건대길에서 그 양꼬치.
Yeah, 양꼬치집.
Yes, we went there, and then he also knows the 사장님 or whatever. So he's like, 사장님,
I'm just gonna bring this bottle.
Yeah,
out,
can I bring this bottle? Like I'm gonna bring my friends here. We're gonna eat a lot. Like it'll be good for you and it'll be good for the business or whatever. I don't know. He started speaking in Chinese. So
언제 그렇게 마시는 거야?
그러니까
저희랑 맨날 같이 있는데
그러니까
저는 마실 수가 없는데.
데리고 가요 좀. Take him with you.
근데 이거는 다 우리 데뷔하기 전에 일이니까
okay.
요새는 뭐 마실 시간 없죠. But yeah, I've tried it. It was good. We drank the whole bottle. I still have the bottle. He gave the bottle to me. He gave me the box and he's like, "Here, souvenir." And I'm like, "Thank you." Because apparently you're supposed to keep the bottle. That's what I heard. But like it's empty. But whenever I shake it, I can hear more in there. But whenever I turn it around, nothing comes out. It's like mysterious fluid in there.
Watch when you're at your lowest, it might come out.
Yeah, like I'm like sad. It just drips out.
Yeah, it might drip out for you when you need it the most. We're going to come back and have our quiz for today. Remember, we have penalties waiting for us as we're talking about 회식s for today. So we're going to dive into that. 뭐 퀴즈 준비됐죠, 두 분?
퀴즈요? 네.
저는 이번 거 이길 것 같은데.
Okay, so 예찬's very confident.
저번에 예찬이랑 그 성일이랑 하는 걸 봤어요. 성빈이었나? 그 너무 보는데 답답했어요. 얘는. 진짜.
Yeah, he was like yelling at the phone.
그 치킨 나오고 그 뭐였지?
그
야식. 네.
Really?
네.
He was like, "Why are you saying that?"
라면 저 혼자 라면이잖아 1등.
Okay, so I think someone's probably gonna do well today. Okay, we'll see. It's time for our quiz for today, and we need to dive straight into it. 자, 퀴즈 준비됐죠, 두 분?
네.
It's an OX quiz. First question is, when going to a Korean barbecue restaurant, foreigners tend to scare after reading 갈매기살 on the menu. 갈매기살 is actually made from 갈매기 meats. 예능 프로그램을 보면 외국인들이 한국의 고깃집에서 사람들이 갈매기살을 시키는 걸 보고 많이 놀랐었는데 갈매기살은 실제로 갈매기 고기다. Oh, if you think this is right, X if you think it's wrong. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I'm screwed, guys. It's time.
The core of Korean 회식 culture comes thanks to the creation of singing rooms in the early to mid 90s. 1990년대 초 중반에 생긴 이것은 한국인의 여가 생활의 한 축을 담당했던 곳으로 회식 문화가 변하면서 점점 감소하고 있는 추세다. 여기는 노래방이다. Oh, if you think this is right, X if you think it's wrong. 3, 2, 1.
Oh wow, we're at crossroads right now. Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
Okay, question number 3. The thing people hate at the end of your parties the most is singing. 대부분의 직장인들 송년회에서 가장 싫어하는 거는 노래 시키는 것이다. Oh, if you think this is right, X if you think this is wrong.
저도 싫어하는데 뭐 다른 사람들 싫어하겠죠?
I think I can just end the quiz here. 피님 왠지 여기서 끝내도 될 것 같죠?
왜?
We have 2 more questions, but I mean, I have a feeling that we can. Okay. So question number 1, 갈매기살 is X.
No. Yes. 갈매기살이.
갈매기살 is the skirt meat, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Skirt meat of it's not seagull. 갈매기살은 갈매기 아니에요. It's not an actual seagull. Question number 2.
This is my 한국어 실력 betraying me.
Number 2 is 노래방. It is true.
어쩌라고?
Okay, so it's 1-1. 자, 1대1이에요. So last but not least, the thing people hate at the end of your parties the most is to sing. No, it's
No?
X.
예? 우리 노래 부르는 사람인데 우리도 싫어하는데.
These days, apparently, coin singing rooms are extremely popular, so
Wow.
people don't get upset about it. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to do a little bit of a tiebreaker for the last question. 자, 이제 타이브레이커를 들어갈게요.
네.
건배사를 한번 맞춰주셔야 되는데요.
네.
건배?
건배사. So you know how they say stuff when they
Yeah.
cheers? What is the name of the cheers saying? 한 가지 술로 1차만 하고 9시 전에 가자. 뭘까요?
한 가지 술로
1차만 하고
This is 배신감.
9시 전에 가자. You have to think of the 건배사.
119.
맞아요.
This is my 한국어 실력 betraying me right now. 와, this is not fair.
이거 제가 뽑는 건가요?
내가 뽑은 거. 뽑고 싶어. 뽑아도 돼.
So 119 is doing only one round of drinks and going home before 9. Look at Yechan crying. It's the day after Christmas and he's crying through the studio. Why is he fiddling with it? What does it say? What does it say?
예찬이 성모 같이 첫눈 챌린지.
Okay, so Yechan and Seongmo have to do the 첫눈 challenge, the first no challenge. Apparently, we don't have this fast version, so it's gonna be the slow version.
It's
of the
okay,
song.
we got it.
Okay, you guys got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's gonna play almost immediately.
우리 한 yeah.
Okay, music cue.
너를 만나면 눈물 차올라 바보 같은 난 아무 말 못해 말해줘 Merry Merry Christmas 안녕 잘 지내는 거지 내리면 멍든 가슴이 모두 하얗게 다 덮여지게 될까 미안해 잘해주지 못해 후회만
What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm gonna sit down. Sorry. I was getting my feels, like, you know? The song is so good.
It is a good song. It's like it's been able to go viral like 10 years after it was released.
I know.
너무 쉽게 했는데요?
Imagine how much money they would make.
저도 근데 건배사는 알아요.
Oh.
Yeah, because I don't know.
성모 씨가 오늘 되게 조용히 다갔는데 생각보다 지식이 제일 많고 왠지
마음껏
국물파에 세 번 짠하고 마시고 되게 위험한 사람인데?
He's very dangerous.
He's dangerous.
He's a dangerous
he
boy.
cheers us 3 times and then he drinks and he knows all of these different like cheers and wow, look at that. Guess what? We're gonna actually get a chance to see you next year. 우린 내년에 본대요. Because next week is next year.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wow, 벌써?
Time is so fast.
Time is going by so fast. So 성시경 권진아 has the track for today of 잊지 않기로 해요. Don't forget. Happy New Year.
Happy New
New
Year.
And we'll see you in 2024.
See you in 2024.